Okay, my friend, you asked for it, you got it. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need some olive oil. You're going to need some basil leaves. You're going to need bay leaves. You're going to need parsley, oregano, and breadcrumbs. But you don't really need them, but it adds a good flavor and it makes the sauce thick. And you're going to need anchovies, okay? You're going to need about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic and about 3 or 4 carrots. Now, the carrots make the sauce sweet. Instead of putting sugar, this will make it sweet. You need a tomato base. Normally, I take tomatoes and I grind them up and I use it, but we're going to make it fast. So, you need tomato sauce. And you pick what you want. Okay, so those are the ingredients. And you're going to need some salt. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown this garlic. I'm going to make these fast little clips so you can watch them one at a time. So, here we go. Let's get started. Let's turn the fan on so it doesn't stink the house up. And I'll be back. Okay, so this is what we're doing now. We're taking olive oil. You fill the bottom of the pan up with just enough olive oil, right? And what we're going to do now is we're frying the garlic. Okay, you want it on a low temperature, okay? Because you want that garlic to flavor that oil. And we're going to do this until it gets golden brown. And I'll show you what it means by golden brown, but this is what you got to do. And you're going to need 2 spoons. You're going to need a stirring spoon, and you're going to need a tasting spoon. You can't see. All right, so here's the tasting spoon. And here is the stirring spoon. Okay, this one we'll show you later. And you're going to need a pot of water for your spaghetti, naturally. So we're just going to let this fry up on low heat, and then I'll come back and let you know what you got to do. All right. All right, so the garlic's starting to fry a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these anchovies, like these 4 anchovies, and we're going to throw them in there. I know, you're putting fish in spaghetti sauce. You will not taste it. It's basically like MSG for like Chinese food. Well, this is basically like MSG for Italian food. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these anchovies, and we're going to drop them right in the sauce like that. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of mash them up. We want to pulverize them. You know, when they get softer, we'll mush them in there. But this is what you want to do. This will add that rich, yummy flavor. So, this is what you do. You keep on giving them a crush until they break down. Okay, so I'll do that, and I'll come back ready for the next step. Okay, here we are now. Now, you see how the garlic is just starting to turn golden brown? And the anchovies I put in, they disintegrated. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to put the phone down for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to dump it in there. And then we're going to start adding our spices. So, hold on one second. All right, so what we did was we dumped our tomato paste or sauce or whatever in our thing, so that stops the garlic from browning. Now we're just going to give it a good stir, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to put our carrots in. Okay, we're going to wait till this starts to boil up, you know what I mean, till it starts to bubble up. And then once that does, we will add our garlic, we'll add our basil, our oregano. And what I'm going to do is, usually I just throw it in, but I'm going to measure it for you so you know exactly what to do. Because a lot of people are like, how do you know how much to put? I just know. And basically what I do is I taste my way through the sauce. So in about an hour, I'll come and taste it. I'm like, it needs more pepper, or it needs more salt, or it needs this. So right now we're just going to sit and we're going to wait. Now, if you don't have it, you could use a regular lid, but what I use is a lid like this, because it lets the sauce breathe and it will pop up and bubble up, but it will hit the screen and it won't make your stove a mess, but we don't need that yet. And we got our water ready to go. We're going to add some salt to this water, and I'll let you know when I'm ready for the next step. As soon as this starts bubbling, that's when we're going to add our spices. Okay, here's what we did. We're going to put 1/3 of a cup of oregano. We're going to put 1/3 of a cup of parsley, but you could put as much parsley as you want. Now, this is basil. We're going to put 1/4 basil. We're going to put 4 bay leaves, depending on the size, and 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Now, you see how that's starting to boil and starting to bubble up? That's when we're going to add that. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now, and then I'm going to stir it, and then I'll come back. Okay, so we added all that in. It's starting to bubble. So now what we're going to do is just keep on mixing this in until it gets nice and incorporated in the sauce. So you're just going to keep on mix. And that's that. Now, what we got to do is, depending, sometimes it's different. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this cook. We're going to come back in an hour and taste it. But normally, for this kind, see, it's starting to bubble. It's going to start to get messy. So I got to put the lid on it. But we're going to stir this up. So normally we let this sauce cook from anywhere from 2 to 8 hours. It just depends how much it cooks down. You know what I mean? We're using different spices that I normally don't use, so we'll find out. But it looks good. See the spices in there? And everything looks good. It's starting to bubble, so we're going to reduce the heat down to low. Alright, we got everything nice. Alright, and now it's just a waiting game. You know what I mean? So, we're going to do that. We're going to put this on here so it doesn't make a mess. You see it bubbling? Let me see if you can see it. It's bubbling up. Alright, we reduced the heat to about 2. And now it's a waiting game. So every hour I'm going to come and taste it. But every half hour I'm going to stir the sauce so it doesn't burn at the bottom of the pan. So when I'm done, I'll come back and I'll let you know. I hope you're taking notes. But one day when I come visit you, I'll show you how to do it firsthand. But this is a general idea. Okay, well, it's been about 4.5 hours. And maybe a little bit more. I lost count. But what we did is we put the meatballs in. Okay. And it tastes yum, yum, yum. So we put the meatballs in at the last minute. And now I don't have any spaghetti. But I do have rigatoni. So we got our water boiling. Put our rigatonis in there. Gonna boil it up. Gonna shut the heat off. And it's done. And I promise you, it smells so yum, 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 yum good. And that's what this spoon's for. And that's that. I will make a plate, and I'll show you when I'm ready. Hope you enjoyed my little cooking show. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum.